Ben wakes up from coma. Suddenly, a burst came from his mouth. Deja vu. He subconsciously wants to untie the bonds, but found that the collar was locked. Xiaomei looked around in horror. I found that there was a squatting opposite. Women who have the same experience as him. However, the other party was surprisingly calm. He first removes the pin from the badge, then keep rubbing it on the hair. You put a leaf in the water. With the rotation of the pin, he can identify the direction of the deaths when they get out into the open. And it wasn't just women. Even men have the same thing. There is also a wooden box in the middle of the lawn. The bald man in the hat walked directly over, and I picked up the crowbar that I had set aside. Just as he was about to violently open the box, the fat brother behind hurriedly reminded him, it's probably a trap. But due to the toy in the mouth, the hat man didn't hear what the fat brother said at all. So he turned around and continued to tilt the box. The fat brother ran away when he saw this. Xiaomei also quickly hid behind the big tree. Wait for the moment, the box is open. Everyone stared intently at the man in the hat. I am afraid that some unknown object will come out of the box. And here's what we didn't expect. A second senior brother came out from inside. This dramatic scene. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief. But it's not that simple. The man in the hat vaguely saw something inside. This moment makes everyone's nerves tighten up again. He slowly reached out and felt inside the box. I actually caught a handle, so I quickly dragged it out. Looking at the various weapons and equipment on the shelf, the others saw this and immediately leaned towards the weapon. Xiaomei found a package attached to the lid. When I opened it, it turned out to be time sensor. I saw the little handsome in front of him. I really opened the collar. Everyone worked together to break free, then start distributing weapons. But Xiaomei said she wouldn't use a gun. Can you do this? Yeah, you can squeeze a trigger there. Take it that the boy came over. He also kindly taught him how to open the insurance. Xiaomei just said thank you with joy. Accidents happen. That almost hit me. I didn't expect such a beautiful little beauty. She died after only 2.5 minutes. The terrified little handsome dared not stay in the location quickly. There is another woman hiding in the wooden box. He pointed to the bunker opposite. Xiao Shui only saw the enemy's position. But now, a man was carrying 2 large pineapples. Just rushed over. It was instantly turned into a hornet's nest. The woman was so frightened that she turned her head and lay down in the evaded a hail of bullets. But accidentally fell into a trap. Just when Xiao Shui thought he also received a box lunch, not far away came a woman's cry for help. He said nothing, ran past with a hail of bullets. But when he came to the deep pit, he quickly fell down. A set of actions. Fortunately, the woman was just punctured a little bit. It's not life-threatening. Xiao Shui quickly pulled it up. Then the 2 men supported each other and fled. As a result, I accidentally stepped on a landmine. It turns out that Xiao Shui is not the protagonist. At this moment, all the remaining people are desperately fleeing into the forest, and it was stopped by an iron fence. So they took off their coats. They turned over one after another on the barbed wire network. When the last old man was left, a sharp sword suddenly shot. The old man was so frightened by the scene that he was startled. Others urged him to hurry up. Result next second, he was pierced through the chest by a sharp sword. Seeing that I have no strength to run away, the old man decided to give it his all. Why should I take a funeral with me before I die? At this moment, his life is coming to an end, still fearless. Although the adrenaline gave him great courage. But in the end, even I didn't see the murderer clearly. He was shot dead by the branch sword, finally collapsed to the ground powerlessly, and the 3 who just escaped. I followed the trail to a convenience store. As soon as the 3 entered the door, they began to nervously search, confirming that there is only the shivering old couple. They just let down their guard. First blocked the door with shelves. Then asked the old couple about the situation here. The old woman said, this is Arkansas. This surprised the 3 of them, because this is the distance from where they were yesterday. It's 1,000 miles away. The man called them. The FBI was contacted soon. He said there was a group of people being hunted, but they don't know where they are. Have the police follow this phone number and come over? I didn't expect the other party to readily agree. This man can handle it. When did the FBI become so talkative? 3 people thought they were about to get out of danger. People started to eat and drink and celebrate. But the next second, he had breathing difficulties. And foaming at the mouth, he fell. Only then did the other 2 react. The woman may have been poisoned, but it's too late. I saw the old couple wearing gas masks, throwing out a poisonous gas. It turns out that the old couple are also hunters. The old man is worried that men can't die. He even kicked the poisoned egg in front of him. Let him have enough. The old woman began to tidy up the house, then turn on the exhaust fan. After cleaning up the bodies on the ground, everything is back to the way it was. Waiting for the next round of hunting to begin, just then a voice came from the walkie-talkie. The companion told the old woman, the ukulele is slowly approaching. The opponent was unarmed. The old woman stood by the window and stared. After seeing someone coming, he immediately disguised himself as a cashier again. This time, it was Susan who came in. He unhurriedly asked for a pack of lotus flowers. Then I pulled out a $100 bill from my trouser leg. Just as the old woman was looking for money, the old man reached out and grabbed the shotgun under the table. The change found showed Susan the floor. Anything else? Cigarettes and Arkansas's only call 6 books. You fucked up, Ben. After killing the old couple, he calmly laid down his weapon, just as he was getting ready for the next one. And it's empty inside. Then I saw the three in the storage room. Corpse. This also made him more certain of his judgment. Susan took off her conspicuous coat, walked out of the convenience store armed. There was a truck parked right outside the door. He tore open the iron sheet. That's where I found myself. But just as he was about to drive away, only to find a fishing line wrapped around his handle, and there was a bomb attached to the other end. At this time, the old couple's walkie-talkie. Then came the questioning of the hunter's accomplice. Susan hurriedly lay in ambush in the grass. Soon a drone flew over. Just as he was observing the unreasonable situation, suddenly he was shot down. After the hunter learned that the hunted failed, turned off the walkie-talkie immediately, and the official probability of knocking out a drone. He's also going to drive the truck out of here. He was about to be refined on the spot. Susan quickly got up. Kindly remind him that there is a bomb under the car. Then he put down the rifle in his hand. Now that the location has been exposed, the two decided to get out of here quickly. They walked along the tracks. Pray there will be another train passing by here. But just then, Susan suddenly stepped aside and Gary just, wanna ask? He untied the belt of his pants on his own. Then I got up on the tuba without any scruples, just when Gary couldn't stop peeking. A distant noise. Suddenly, Susan's face changed. As he lifts his pants, holding the weapon tightly in his hand, then sit on the rails. Feel the vibration from above. Susan knows there's a train hurtling towards here. He told Gary that the train would slow down at the bend. The opportunity must be seized. Then the two began to run desperately. Soon the train appeared behind them. Don't look at Susan with two headlights. But it doesn't affect his speed at all. When the train turns and slows down, he jumped on the train first. Then I also pulled the 100 kilograms Gary up. But just as the two were about to take a breath, but suddenly I heard movement from the carriage. Just as the two men were approaching with weapons in hand, a group of stowaways came out nervously, saying things they don't understand. Kaylee doesn't believe these people are refugees at all. There happened to be a stowaway in the only open carriage. He thought it was too coincidental, insisted that they were all hunters. Then he threatened the other party to tell the truth within 3 seconds. Otherwise, let them be reimbursed for life. But at the last second, the train suddenly stopped. They encountered the border patrol. Facing the incessant standing of patrol doors, a group of people could only get off the train obediently. Gary claims to be American. I want the chief to send himself back home. Said they were hunted. But because of the language barrier between the two sides, the officer doesn't understand what he means. Then he turned around and left here. The refugees just came over. How did they believe you, Gary? Did you hear him? Did you hear him? Wisha Ripley Hal Emriki Bandidana. The man quickly pretended not to understand. He actually cheated the soldiers' inspection again. The man bluntly claims to be one of the hunters. But these refugees and soldiers are genuine. Now he needs Gary to calm down, do not reveal your identity, and threaten that as long as he was obedient. I'll let the two go first. Then go after them. Gary, as soon as I hear you play me, exasperated, he threw the man down. Then pick up the grenade that fell from the backpack, unplug the lead and stuff it into the other party's crotch. When everyone saw this, they immediately ran away. After all this chaos, Susan and the stowaways were taken to a difficult place. Private, he recounted what had happened to him to the officers here, hoped to help him contact the US Embassy. The other party readily agreed, and brought the fat brother who appeared at the beginning to him. The people from the embassy came at Yikun. The car scout told the man what had happened to them. Listening to the chatter between the two, Susan never said a word. But the man who drives the car gets more and more excited. Even Start Quest, Johnny loved ones. Why were they hunted? Are you looking for a reason yourself? And Susan was silent. Just calmly grabbed the handrail, and Yady's body goes up with her feet. But he did not choose to flee immediately. It's a speed bump aimed at men. I stepped on the accelerator and pressed it. The fat brother suddenly thought that this woman was a lunatic, until the trunk of the car is opened. Looking at Gary's body inside, Patton was punished after rushing. Only then did the fat brother understand. It turns out that they have been in the hunting game all the time. Then Susan found a map in the car. It shows the hunter's base camp. The fat brother advised Susan to sit down and drive away. But he refused directly, and said that those people could hunt others. Why can't I? Let those guys know. Who is the true hunter? The two quietly return to their birthplace according to the map. There are indeed a few hunters hidden in the bunker not far away. When one of them goes to the toilet, the fat brother suddenly appeared to attract attention. Susan takes the knife and tackles it. Then he deliberately made a noise outside. The people in the bunker immediately became vigilant. Then he threw the second senior brother in. Everyone is like a great enemy. Move a pass, and shooting the second senior brother was beaten into a sieve like this. When everyone saw this, they thought the movement just was made by the second senior brother, so they let the guard down. The next second, hey bitch! Susan's skills are clearly practiced. He used the corner of the stairs as cover, beat a bunch of people to run around. After all, these hunters are rich people with nothing to do. There is no way to fight back against professional players. Susan leaned against the wall, observing the enemy's every move. A strong man with a gun slowly approached him. Susan rushed out quickly, grabbed the weapon while pushing back the other person. Then take down the strong man with a backhand shot. Suddenly, I've been trying my best to relate. Tenjin is also a woman. He looked flustered. Almost made Susan laugh. Susan a slide shovel approaches woman. He stabbed the opponent in the abdomen. It was he who saw a submachine gun in front of the old man. Susan rolled over and picked up the weapon. The old man tried to resist, but was hit in the head in an instant. However, the other party also took the opportunity to remove the magazine. There was another one in the chamber of the gun. Vestibule Tony. The people in the fort have all been taken care of. At this moment, he picked up the sniper rifle at the side again was just shot, fleeing with determination. After the battle, Susan was about to leave. But suddenly he was attacked. It was just now. The strong man is not dead yet. Susan breaks free with a pull-up. Take another move. The two dragons go to sea and kick it flying. The steel pipe. For a strong man, it's a set of dog sticks. The other party was hit with no strength to fight back. Soon collapsed to the ground, unable to fight anymore. Then Susan picked up the pistol. You must ask who is behind the woman's back. At this time, the fat brother also followed. Let him let this woman live. So Susan asked him a question. Do you think you should be afforded mercy? Just because you're a girl? Number. But just then the radio came. The other party actually called out the fat brother's name directly. This moment brought Susan to the moment. The fat guy is also a hunter. You don't have to pretend anymore, she's figuring it out. I don't know who the fuck that is. Although Susan suspects alienation. But right now, he can't gamble with his life. So he kept killing the fat guy. And the other party also extended an invitation to him. Then I guess you better come and get me. Hearing women so provocative, Susan was furious at this point. He came to the strong man. It turned out that he was the security guard hired by these rich people. Advisors specialize in training them in combat skills. The strong man says you have one. Why don't you leave? Susan said that before he came here, working 8 hours a day at a gas station. The pressure of work and life is suffocating him. It's this force. Let him find an outlet for his emotions. Seeing that the other party refused to tell the address of the mastermind, Susan jabbed him right into the wound. Men can't stand torture. Finally said that the messenger's manor is just outside Icuna, and frankly said that the other party trained for 8 months. At this moment, the master is terrified. Susan is nothing. And said he had just retired from the battlefield in Afghanistan. Security consultant who has never been on the battlefield. I just realized now. What did they provoke? Terrible existence. Then Susan quietly came outside the manor. Unexpectedly shared. I've noticed his every move. He asked Susan to put the gun in the mailbox. Otherwise he will activate the bomb under the gate. Just blow him up. He just wants to have a head-to-head battle with Susan. Susan had no choice but to listen. As the door slowly opens, and Susan came into the house, and the first thing he saw, it's the picture posted on the wall. Among them are not only their own, there were 11 other victims. Then he enters the main model of his hunting game. To break Susan's confidence, the Jew family bluntly said that the fat brother is not one of them. He's just playing the trick. Let Susan help him get rid of an opponent. Then he said the reason for arresting them. Just a year ago, this group of rich people is chatting in the group. Jew shy joke. If you can be in the manor, just make a hunting game. I didn't expect the chat records to be leaked online. The netizens believed it. Start reporting them online. The reputation of the plutocrats suffers. Even their careers failed as a result. The rich are angry. So they reported to those who had reported them online, and for hunting. And they did 8 months of training. But what the messenger didn't expect was, the Susan in front of you is not the one who reported them online. Although the acceptance target is the same place as Susan. But there is a letter between the two names. Caused him to introduce a ball from the battlefield. Oh, you done fucked that way. Susan picked up a knife and took the lead. Seeing everything, he quickly dodged and successfully blocked the attack, although he only trained for 8 months. But melee strength is not lost at all. Susan retired from the battlefield. The two of them fought back and forth for a while. The furniture in the house is broken a lot, but the two were unscathed. Susan seizes the opportunity. The latter kicked the bamboo ship directly behind the wall. Obviously, this move is not small. The bamboo and stone slowly. Then he took out a live bullet gun from his backpack. I have no martial arts ethics. Susan saw this and ran away. While the other party is changing bullets, he suddenly rushed out again. The two men began to grab the weapons in their hands, go out of the mountain, and look at the time. Shave the waist first. This makes the master a little annoyed. He grabbed the shotgun and started smashing it hard. The fall almost cost Susan half her life. The cook picked up the dagger from the ground. He stabbed Susan in the waist. Then she pressed it against the wall and held him by the neck. Susan couldn't care less about the pain. You wield your power, you hold your arm, you fall out. This time, the chef was also seriously injured. At this time, the physical strength of the two is about to be all traces. It takes a fall to give up. The two hit the house again from the window. Then the chef picked up the ground grinder blade. Susan kept dodging the attack, but still accidentally stabbed in the waist. His back was injured again. These two blows made Susan completely useless. Then the bamboo ship kept attacking Susan's abdomen. Unexpectedly, he suddenly hugged each other's thighs. It's all in one go. Before the other party can react, Susan hugged each other and did a 360-degree death flip. Go away and wait for the two to separate. The blade has penetrated deeply into the abdomen of the bamboo. Then Susan said something murderous. No way. You didn't know it. The unwilling messenger was pissed off on the spot. Finally, Susan leaves her clothes, stretched out with a flamethrower. Abdominal wound. After doing all this, he changed into the messenger's clothes, became the new owner of the manor. The whole movie keeps reversing. I can't guess who the protagonist is after watching half of it, and with Susan's size and appearance, plus a bit of a crazy style of doing things, fighting without delay. It is well worth seeing the original film.